Let's go over exciting news when it comes to Star Wars Episode 9, the final film in the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, the final film will be directed by J.J. Abrams. Chris Terrio helped out with the script, and they are all set and ready to begin filming at the very end of July. Now, these past couple of weeks, we've been hearing more and more about this movie. And to me, to be quite honest, I'm very much curious as to exactly how J.J. Abrams will be wrapping up the whole entire sequel trilogy. It's a very important task, and it's really got to be a lot of pressure on the guy. But looking at Episode 9 here, guys, we've learned about all of these different characters such as Mara and Caro and Xander and the group of male actors in their 20s working with Adam Driver, etc. All of the actors and actresses are currently training for their roles right now. Adam Driver is actually going to begin a little bit later for his role as Kylo Ren. But looking at what's really exciting about Star Wars Episode 9 is that revolutionary technology will be applied to this film for characters portrayed by actors in motion capture suits, as well as next-generation CGI. Episode 9 is set to be a film with the most practical effects in the sequel trilogy. Now, the last piece is something that really has me raving, because if you look at Star Wars, especially the original trilogy, of course, what I love so much about it is the use of practical effects. In fact, if you look at the original trilogy, there's barely any CGI used, especially, looking at A New Hope. So, looking at everything that has, been happening with the sequel trilogy, if you look at The Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams, you can tell that they tried to touch on all of these different practical effects as much as possible. With The Last Jedi, we saw another example of this in the casino city of Canto Bight. However, in Episode 9, apparently, it will have the most practical effects out of all of the movies in the sequel trilogy. Now, as far as this revolutionary technology goes for characters being portrayed by actors in motion capture suits, this brings up another question. Could these be the characters of Mara and Caro and Xander? Could they very well be characters that'll all be just motion captured? That's another thing. That's a big question open on the table for discussion right now. We've been hearing about these characters, and we've been hearing about them trying to cast these different actors and actresses, but what we didn't know is exactly, will they actually be, used in live action, or will they actually be used to convert themselves to a motion capture character? So if you look at, Andy Serkis, great actor, legendary guy, he always does his movies in motion capture, especially Supreme Leader Snoke and even Caesar in, Planet of the Apes movies. So looking at what's going on here in Episode 9, the fact that they're going to be taking advantage of this revolutionary technology, apparently that hasn't been in movies as of yet, really does make me raise an eyebrow here as to exactly who these characters will be in this story that will conclude the sequel trilogy. Now, we do know that JJ will be applying a lot of prequel trilogy continuity in this movie. So, could it very well be perhaps that maybe this motion capture suit for one actor could be recreating a Force ghost perhaps of Alec Guinness's version of Obi-Wan Kenobi? That's, one thing to bring up, because if you look at The Force Awakens and what JJ did with that movie, why do we hear Obi-Wan's voice talking to Rey? I really do think that there's a little breadcrumb there as to exactly what's going to transpire in Episode 9. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.